What's up everyone, Jeff Miller here, Pinball Pimp. On this episode, we're shopping out a Stern 2004 Lord of the Rings machine from 20 years ago. Now I got a call from a lady about a week ago and she said the machine was resetting. So I went over and took a look at it since she was only a mile away. Turned out there was something wrong with the battery holder, it wouldn't keep memory. So I switched that out, everything works, but I noticed the machine was really dirty. Still had the original rubbers and the original incandescent bulbs from the factory. So I showed her some of my other machines and what I'm able to do. So she decided to go in and do the full LED kit, colored rubbers, speaker light kit, and we're gonna put the color LCD display in. We're gonna shop this thing out, make it a quick 1 or 2 day turnaround and get it back to her. So let's turn this thing on and I'll give you a once over of what she looks like now, and then we can start pimping this thing out. So as you can see, still has the old incandescent bulbs like I mentioned, and it has the original black rubber on the machine, and you can see that we do have some dirt. It's not bad, it's just the ball trails from the worn rubber and everything you can really see there. We'll get this thing shopped out fairly quickly, and like I said, what a big difference it's going to be once I get done with it. We also got some inner art blades, so that'll make it look really nice on the inside. So let's start tearing into this machine. All right, first thing up, I'm gonna spray this playfield down so I don't get all this black soot all over my fingers when I start tearing these playfield parts down. It's good to be back in black, but only if you're an AC/DC song. All right, first 2 screws are out of the machine. I'm going to tear down these slingshots, clean everything, replace with colored LEDs and translucent rubber so the light shines through. Now it's time to move on to the right side. Look how filthy everything is underneath the plastics. Now that everything's cleaned and polished, it's time to put it all back together again. And now up to the pop bumper section. Of course, in order to get to them, I basically had to remove everything else that's in the way. Now that everything's off, I could get my grubby little paws and a toothbrush in there to start cleaning everything before I polish the playfield. I originally didn't tear the entire pop bumpers down to replace that broken skirt, but about a week after I sent the machine back to the guy, he said one of the pop bumpers broke in another area, so I had to go over to his place and replace them all anyway. I guess I should have just done it to begin with. A red LED was added to the crystal ball area and the crystal ball was screwed back on. All right, now to change all the rubbers and the lane guides. To do that, I had to take off the pop bumper cap and get rid of this guy on horseback. I never really watched Lord of the Rings, so I don't really know his name, but who cares? Now that all the lane guides are removed and cleaned, I can put on red LEDs and replace the new lane guides with the translucent rubbers. You have to make sure when replacing these that you put the thicker post closest to the pop bumper side. That way there's more resistance with the ball flying off the pop bumper. I cut a custom piece of aluminum on the bandsaw, which covers an area where the ball would get stuck in the upper area. So now I was able to reinstall the ramp on the right and go ahead and reinstall the other guy riding a horse. All right, now that the wire form is reinstalled, we can move over to the left side and disassemble the acrylic upper playfield. Just sit back and relax as I remove more parts, install colored LEDs, new rubbers, and put everything back together. The mini playfield also got a nice little upgrade, getting rid of those ugly black rubbers and going to the nice translucent ones. All right, so I pulled an all-dayer from 9 to 5 non-stop on this Lord of the Rings playfield. It really came out nice. I just wanted to get this whole thing done so I wouldn't have to bother with any of it tomorrow. So we put in colored rubbers, cleaned everything, put in the GIs wherever I could get to stuff. But we had a couple wires that were severed and about 3 switches that didn't even have a wire soldered to them. So I don't know how they really played this game. It wouldn't advance anything without the gates being triggered. But anyway, came out really nice. So tomorrow I'm gonna flip up the hood. We're going to install all the insert color LEDs. Then I'm going to also do a flipper rebuild kit. Then we can move on to the speaker light kit and the color display. And then we're going to get it back to this customer and I'm sure they're going to be blown away. Until tomorrow though, we're just going to call it a day and get back to it in the morning. All right, next thing up is the colored LED bulbs that go in all the inserts on the bottom of the playfield. So that should take me a few hours, so let's get busting. All right, one of my favorite parts of a restoration is getting to install all the new color LEDs. Sit back and watch me go through about a 2-hour process of replacing every LED in this game. Okay, day 3, we're about 14 hours in. We're gonna go ahead and get this flipper rebuild kit installed. Then we're gonna move up into the head, get a new light bulb put in, get the speaker light kit and the color display in. Then the only thing we'll have left is to put the inner arc blades inside the playfield here. Then it's gonna be done, back to the customer. In order to get my wrenches in to do this flipper rebuild, I had to take off these playfield brackets first. And now the tedious process of installing 2 flipper rebuild kits. And as always, I bust out my trusty little file so I can get the flippers exactly parallel to the ball guides. All right, time to open up the back box so I can drop this speaker panel and install a speaker light kit and the new color display. And as you can see, sometimes the key just doesn't want to go in the hole. All right, next up, speaker light kit. I bought tons of these over the years and really like the way they light up the back panel and brings it to life. It's only a $50 mod and it looks fabulous. All right, one speaker down, one more to go. Now it's time to remove the display driver board. I'll have to put it aside because I need to place it back on the color display board when I reinstall it. I also installed a new piece of clear acrylic before the color display got attached. Now that the display driver board is installed on the color display, I can reattach all the cables and turn this thing on. I installed a new fluorescent light since his was burnt out. I installed new gorgeous inner art blades to really make this machine stand out. And of course, I designed a custom set of Lord of the Rings instruction cards. All right, well, over the last 3 days, I spent 20 hours and went balls to the wall to get this thing finished up before I go on vacation. Only thing we have to do now is play a game and show it to you in detail.
My axe. The path of the dead. Get hold of yourself. 900 more. 200 more.
You have my bow.
We must join with him. When Solomon the Wise abandoned me, homeland. Get hold of yourself. 900 more. 250 more.
By order of the king, the city must empty. Unite for the refuge of Helm's Deep.
The path of the dead. 250. 900 more. The path of the dead. 250 more.
We will look into the mirror.
So here you have it, Stern Lord of the Rings pinball in all her glory. Considering what I started with, this machine really came out nice. I did an average shop job on it and replaced everything I needed to make this thing play and look really nice, including the color display the customer just had to have. If you remember seeing the instruction card that said Merry Christmas, this guy's family bought this machine for him for Christmas 20 years ago. That's why he wanted it working, because all the grandkids love playing it. Well, another machine pimped and another one leaving the shop, but there's plenty more, so stay tuned. Until next time, keep on flipping, pimp out. If you'd like to see more pinball craziness, be sure to like, tag, share, and follow me at Pinball Pimp.